Today, I'm going to present a unique poem by Li Yu, the former king during the 5 Dynasty and 10 Kingdom period of the 10th century AD. I have made a few videos about Li Yu and his poems. Here's the link to the first one. As I mentioned in my earlier videos, Li Yu was one of the best poets of his time. More significantly, his poetry also had a huge influence on the later poets from the Swan dynasty on. It is quite ironic that Li Yu failed miserably as a king but succeeded spectacularly as a poet. Not many people remember the names of the Swan dynasty emperors who defeated him and murdered him. But many people remember Li Yu and his beautiful poems today. After Li Yu was taken as a prisoner of war, he became more self-aware and reflective. He was not only contemplating his own suffering, but also the suffering of humanity in general. He realized that he, like everyone else, was only a passing guest in this life. The power and luxurious life he enjoyed in the past was only a dream. Now that he woke up, he realized that the rise and fall of his kingdom was just like the river forever running to the ocean and the flowers falling when the spring is over. This poem is still very popular among modern Chinese people. This is because it expresses an emotion shared by almost everyone. That is, life is short. No matter how much power one obtains, how much wealth one accumulates, how glorious is one's fame, they are just like the water in a river, the spring flowers. They are going to disappear sooner or later. Yet, this dry philosophical concept is presented in such an elegant and affectionate way in his poem that it is not a surprise that people still cite this poem all the time. I'm Dr. Gao, a philosopher obsessed with poetry. I make videos about the classical Chinese poetry, philosophy, and medicine. If you like the content of my videos, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. So if you would like to know more about these subjects, please contact me. Here's my email address. Now, let me read the poem in Chinese first. 帘外雨潺潺，春意阑珊。罗衾不耐五更寒。梦里不知身是客，一晌贪欢。独自莫凭栏，无限江山。别时容易见时难。流水落花春去也，天上人间。Now, let's look at the first part of the poem. 帘外雨潺潺，春意阑珊。罗衾不耐五更寒。梦里不知身是客，一晌贪欢。帘 is either a curtain or a screen made of bamboo look like this. 外 means outside. 雨 means rain. 潺潺 is a quiet sound of rain or running water. David and I translate the term as murmur. 春意 refers to the early signs of spring, such as the tiny shoots for new leaves from tree branches, or the remaining traces of spring. 阑珊 describes the scattered traces of something at the end of an event. For instance, the line from 辛弃疾's poem about the Lantern Festival is a typical use of this term. 众里寻他千百度，蓦然回首，那人却在灯火阑珊处。I searched among the crowd 1,000 times. When I suddenly turned my head, And that person there, I see her in the dimming light. Xin Qiji's poem talks about a young man wanting to see the girl he was in love with during the Lantern Festival. After searching for her 1,000 times, only to find her waiting for him among the dimming light in a quiet place. 蓝山 here is used to describe the dimming light after the bright lights of the Lantern Festival from the crowd. I made a video of this poem. Here is the link. In Li Yi's poem, 蓝山 is used in a similar way. It is used to describe the remaining few flowers as traces of the bygone spring. The rain has ruined all the flowers and taken the spring away. Only traces of the spring remains. 罗 means silk. 亲 means quilt. 不耐 means cannot endure. 五 means 5. Jing is the measurement of the night hours from the sunset to sunrise. The length of Jing varies substantially from season to season. The night is divided into 5 periods and numbered as 起经, 二经, 三经, 四经, and 五经. The night watchman sounds his bell according to the order of the periods. He rings once for the first period, twice for the second, so on and so forth. 五经 is roughly from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. So David and I translate 五经 as early morning. 寒 means cold. 梦 means dream. 里 means inside. 不 means do not. 知 means no. 身 literally means body, as in the phrase of 身体 or the body. In classical Chinese, 身 is often used as a self-reference, so we translate it as I. 是 means is. 客 literally means guest. But here, Li Yi was apparently not a guest, but a prisoner, so we render it as prisoner. 一 means 1. 晌 means midday. 一晌 means a short period time. 贪欢 literally means to indulge in pleasure. Here it just means that he slept and had a dream. For Li Yi, being able to sleep was already an indulgence that he felt guilty about. It is like saying, how could I allow myself to sleep now that I have lost my kingdom and became a prisoner? So the 3 lines can be translated as, outside my screen, rain murmurs. Spring traces remain. My silk quilt cannot endure the early morning cold. In my dream, I did not know I was a prisoner. For a short while, I enjoyed myself. 独自莫凭栏，无限江山，别时容易见时难。流水落花春去也，天上人间。独自 means alone. 莫 means don't. 凭栏 literally means to lean on a railing, but its meaning has been fixated as looking out for something on a high tower, often related to missing a loved one or home as shown in this painting. By the Yuan dynasty at the 13th century, there was even a poetic form called 凭栏人, or the person leaning on a railing. Poems composed in this form are often about missing loved ones or home. Here, the imagery of a man leaning on a railing evoked the sorrow of missing something. 无限 means endless. 江 means river. 山 means mountain. So the whole line is about regret, pain, and sorrow of losing the poet's kingdom and his bygone days as a king. 别 means leave. 时 means time. 容易 means easy. 见 means sea, 时 means time, 南 means hot, 流 means flow, 水 refers to river, 落 means fall, 花 means flower, 春 means spring, 去 means gone, 也 is a stop mark. It is often used in essays but rarely in poetry. I mean, poetry is about packing as much meaning as possible in as few words as possible. But here, the character 也 is like a complete silence at the climax of a song that draws all the attention to what is to follow as an ending. 天上 means heaven, 人间 means human world. So the three lines can be translated as, don't lean on a railing alone, gazing at the endless mountains and rivers. It is easy to leave, but difficult to see them again. River flows, flowers fall, and the spring is gone in heaven and the human world. The poem starts by painting a rainy night at late spring. The rain has destroyed all the flowers, and the spring is almost gone. Yet the night is still very cold. Even the silk quilt could not keep the poet warm. Somehow he falls into sleep, but he soon wakes up, and again he is racked with guilt and regret. How could he enjoy sleeping, let alone leaning on a railing to look at the mountains and rivers? They only remind him the beautiful kingdom he had, but is now lost forever because he was not able to defend it. The glorious days of being a king has long gone, just like the water in the rivers are gone to the ocean, the flowers are gone with the spring. His kingdom is gone in both the human world and in heaven. I think the imageries of human world and heaven are particularly powerful. Chinese people believed that when a person dies, his or her spirit goes to heaven. So the poet is not only facing the fact that he betrayed his people by losing his kingdom in the human world, but also in heaven when he dies and facing his dead ancestors. As a former king, the second problem is harder than the first one. He had disgraced his ancestors and betrayed them. This poem is still very much loved today by Chinese-speaking people. The sorrow of loss can be felt by many of us, whether it is our loved ones, our homeland, or just letting go of one's childhood dream. My solution for my own sorrow of loss is acceptance. I learned this from the great Chinese philosopher Zhuangzi. According to him, life is necessarily followed by death. And the best point is, death is also necessarily followed by life, just like the day is followed by night and night followed by the day. The same goes with loss and gain. We gain something and lose some other things. More importantly, whether it is loss or a gain depends on your perspective, the circumstance, the timing, and your taking of the event. I'm thinking about making a video about Zhuangzi's thoughts on life and death, as well as happiness and suffering. His thoughts on these topics are so insightful that I'm very eager to share them with you. Let me know if you would like to know about his thoughts. I mean, for Li Yu, it is certainly a tragedy for him to become a prisoner of war and then was murdered a few years later. However, from this poem, I can see that he had achieved some kind of peace with himself, and accepted that he had lost his kingdom and was preparing himself to face his dead ancestors, especially his father who had trusted him with their kingdom. This offers substantial comfort for me, as well as for many others who love his poetry and feel a strong sympathy for him. I'm Dr. Gao, a philosopher obsessed with poetry. I make videos about the classical Chinese poetry, philosophies, and medicine. If you like the contents of my video, please click the like button and subscribe my channel. I also offer one-to-one online lessons on these subjects. So if you would like to know more about these subjects, please contact me. Here's my email address. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you next time.